Hello, welcome back. We're on Unit 3. That's about procedural writing, so let's get started. You're going to see a little reminder of what the big idea for this particular month is, so that's there for you. This remains the same if you haven't had a chance to look at it. Sometimes it's a good idea just to kind of review and reset, so take a look at that. Routines are going to be the same. We have our mini lesson, status of the class. We're going to have writing time and sharing time. And then also remember, sometimes we need to have procedure checks. So have that available. We have like a little checklist for you. So if you're noticing, my students need a little more work with this, you'll have that as available to you as well. Here are your mentor text lists. So we're going to do how-to checks. Oh my goodness, how-to texts in this unit is really what this procedural writing is about. Now is a good time to swap out your writing goals. Remember, you can go ahead with each unit, you're going to update those. Those also follow the rubrics. So you'll want to make sure that you update those each month so that your students know what the expectations are. Also talking about making books going to look a little different for the procedure books because they're going to be a different size. But again, making books, you'll find this, a version of this page in the writing pages as well. Okay. That's also in there. Continuum, we talked about that. Here's the overview for the month. So here is an idea of what that procedural text is going to look like. Not a lot. It's one of those things that you just get through it by getting through it. But again, we're going to be moving pages around or moving these lessons around. We should feel comfortable knowing that we can move those around if we need to. The way that I wrote these units when we first published these is I went and I taught a lesson and came home and wrote it. And then I taught a lesson. It took me a whole year to write these units. And so but each year, the order in which we might need to teach them might need to be shifted a little bit. So feel comfortable that you can do that if you need to. All right, procedural writing. So we're going to be talking about, how to do things. So this is going to be exploring and noticing, and this particular one is going to be talking about lead sentences. So you're going to start to notice that with each unit. We're going to be talking about starting things off strong, and then as we continue through the units, we're going to be talking about also ways to end sentences in writing pieces strong as well. So here's procedural texts, brainstorming ideas. So this is true regardless of the particular unit that you're in. You're going to see some anchor charts in there that give ideas on what students can write about. One of the best things that you can do is use that as a springboard so that you're not telling students what you're going to write about. So what I mean is, boys and girls, we're going to do this how-to, we're going to do some how-to writing. So I know how to ride my bike, right? That's something I know how to do. And usually I can ride my bike, I can ride a scooter, I can ride a motorcycle, I can do blah, 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 all these things. Turn to your writing partner and tell them something that you know how to do. Maybe it's the skates, maybe it's roller skates, maybe it's ice skates, right? Have them, I know how to swim, something you know how to do. Have all your students turn to each other, chat. You're listening in. All right, boys and girls, who had some things that they can share? So you have students share with you, and you can use that as an anchor chart and start to write down those ideas. How many of you know how to make something? How many of you know how to take care of something? How many of you know how to bake something? Have them turn. They're brainstorming with each other. You're getting the information back from them, and you're putting it onto a chart. That way, if they get stuck in a week or two and they're not sure what they can write about, they can go and look at that chart and come up with an idea. It doesn't have to be beautiful. However, it is something that's going to be really helpful for them. And as you do each unit, this is a great way for ideas to be parked for them, right? Great way for them to park those ideas so they can come back to them later. Let's see, we're going to talk about how-to writing. So why, when, and don't forget. So we're going to add those little kind of don't forget things, examples of how we do short and simple steps in there. Oftentimes you'll have students who want to write forever. So we want to keep it short and simple. So all of these mini lessons, like I said, are all laid out for you. Not a whole lot of big surprises here. Lots of different procedural writing. And then as you see, when we get to day 15, 16, 17, 18, we're going to go through and reteach lessons that we think need to be retaught to our classroom. Day 19, we're going to start that process again of publishing. They'll go through their folder. They'll select one piece that they want to make better. They'll keep that one aside. They'll hand you all of those papers, nice and neat, not in a big wad, nice and neat. You staple the cover. It can go home. The parent letter is going to be in the rubrics folder, so make sure you find that. Explains to the parents what we're working on that month and why it looks the way that it does. And then the next day is our publishing party. So they'll take the previous month one that had been displayed in the classroom, they'll bring it to you for your writing portfolio. And then when they're done with the celebration, they'll go ahead and post Unit 3 in your classroom. So it'll be there and hanging all month. Or maybe, out in the hall, depending on kind of what you have going on with your building. So as I said, these little introductions get shorter and shorter and shorter because you are already experts at teaching writing. Just a quick overview of what this unit is about. And I think that's it. Have a great month.